Yeah, and apparently 6-year-olds think that I'm a vlogger. So we got that. At least there's that. All right, so it's already midweek right now. We just moved to a new place and I'm gonna check out a little bit of the new neighborhood today. So I'm bringing you along with me. Let's go check out the town. Okay, just parked. This is Tennyson Street that I'm gonna explore. James was telling me about it and I've gone a couple times, but I haven't really walked up and down. Apparently it's super cute. So, and it's close to our house, so gonna check it out and then get back to some filming things, and I'm gonna catch you guys up on the week. So yeah, let's go and I'll catch up with you soon. This kid just saw me, obviously with my camera, like a dork. It's a little kid and she goes, vlogger, vlogger. I guess anybody with a camera these days, well, I guess I am trying to be a vlogger, I don't know, but I guess anybody with a camera these days in their hands. Man, these kids, like 6 years old, they know what a vlogger is. Yep, I felt that one. So I am somebody who used to get so embarrassed for filming in public, like wanting to take photos, videos. It's just kind of breaking out of that comfort zone, and there's really nothing to be embarrassed about, right? Especially since I'm trying to make this a full-time thing. But it's funny because I think about me even 2 years ago, I would just have my iPhone and I'd be like, oh, like I kind of want to take a video of this. I'm not sure if I should. I'm a little embarrassed, and now I'm walking down the town and I'm like this. So I'm gonna do a little bit of outlining for my starting over series, and then tomorrow I'm gonna film that. I'm kind of in a mood this week. I'm gonna talk about the energy we feel around people and how it's important to be respectful and to love others, but trust very few. There's only a few people, I think, in this world that you can really trust, and it doesn't have to be met with bitterness. It's just that kind of inner knowing. So that's what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. That actually is going to be released before this video, so hopefully you checked it out. So I am on Epidemic Sound. All the YouTubers say use Epidemic Sound, because I noticed with my earlier videos, like the videos that we were traveling in Vietnam, I was using songs that I really liked. And then of course I was getting copyright claims, not strikes, but basically I don't want to use anything that's claimed by someone, right? Just in case someday I get monetized. So Epidemic Sound ensures no copyright claims or strikes. And now in my iTunes, I have a YouTube playlist. So I can just pull from this awesome playlist anytime I'm editing now. This is really happy. It's kind of intense. I think I'm gonna like this one. Okay, well, I'm gonna keep searching, and I'll see you later. Bye. Whew. Let's do some makeup. Do you guys like my robe? So I am am about to film my 4th episode of the Starting Over series. And I was in a little bit of a mood this week. I will not lie about that. So the topic actually pertains to kind of how I was feeling, which I don't know if is the wisest in terms of kind of letting your emotions flow in and flow out before talking about them. But I am gonna stick with it because I also think it is something that really could help people and that a lot of people could use, is how to protect your energy, to feel out who you can trust and who really has your best interests. It only serves you in the long run, and you're not hurting anybody by setting boundaries and really just protecting yourself. And that's something that I was not good at before, and wanting to people please and wanting to be friends with everybody and, you know, just try to be that person for everybody. And just when you do that, you only burn yourself. You only do that. And not everybody deserves your time. Not everybody deserves your energy either. So that's what I'm going to talk about. I've also been getting feedback from family and friends, and I'm like, guys, tell me what resonates with you about my videos and what doesn't. Give me some feedback. And you know, people are saying, oh, you know, typically, and I've been saying this actually in these weekly vlogs, I've been saying that people connect more with raw and less polished. And my cousin, shout out to her, you know who you are, she was like, you know, what resonates with me is more of the less polished stuff. And that's so true, you know, like, because people who are watching, they're living their real life and they don't want to see someone who's like, okay, hi, so today we're going to talk about, I'm not going to stop doing my Starting Over series because I think it's really important, deep topics that I want to continue to talk about. But this stuff allows us to get a little bit more real, you know, more kind of on a friend-to-friend basis, which I was trying to do with my Starting Over series, but I guess it's coming off a little bit more polished. So, so what I am trying this week too, and what I've learned is that, I think I talked about this earlier, but come less scripted, you know, come more as I am. And I think some of the off-the-cuff stuff, the stuff that comes more naturally to me, that's the stuff that I want to put in the videos. You know, it's coming to me. It's like I'm having a conversation with a friend or a family member. So I'm trying this less scripted route and more of kind of just, okay, here's an outline of what I want to talk about, but then I just go. Hopefully I get a little bit more just natural and I really find my rhythm and find my flow. Because that's so true. People connect more with real. And so there's some people who are going to connect more with these vlogs. Can I be a YouTuber? Trying to figure it out. And then there's some people who are going to really need advice, and they're, you know, they wake up and they're like, oh, I really want to hear somebody who I resonate with, who has been through the same stuff that I've been through, talk about a topic in depth. And that's what the Starting Over series is for me to go deeper into topics and really share my own experiences, you know, and it's an opportunity for me to get a little vulnerable as well. I was definitely experiencing a lot of self-doubt this week too. Just hearing from people in my life, like one of my good friends, we were on the phone, and you know who you are too, love you. And she was like, oh, you know, how's the content stuff going? And I was like, you tell me, are you watching? And she was honest with me. She's like, oh, you know, hey girl, I don't watch all your videos. She's like, frankly, I don't have time. And I was like, oh. But that is the wake-up call that I needed. The world doesn't center around V and V's content. Like, what the, you know? And I think it's because it's that part of me that really wants validation. And I talk about this in my videos about how you don't need anybody else's validation. So it's like, I gotta practice what I'm preaching, right? It's that, I think it's because it's such a scary kind of new journey that I'm embarking on. As confident as I want to sound and as confident as I want to be, you know, it is scary, and you want people that you love and who love you to completely be in your corner. And what I realize is that then I mistake that with, oh, just because they support me, it also means that they have the time and they want to be watching everything that I'm doing. Cause I'm like, I'm supposed to be your most interesting person. We talked about this. You've supported me through this. What the heck? And now you're not watching my videos? And then when I take a step back, I'm like, how selfish is that? The world doesn't revolve around me, and just because I'm starting this new thing, people are allowed to support you and also not necessarily like everything that you're doing. You know what I mean? There's a difference. And so when I had that conversation with my friend, I think that was really humbling, where I was like, okay, you're not watching all my shit. Good to know. I thought just because you know me and you love me, it means that you're watching everything that I'm doing. And listen, not even my own fiance, James, he is my #1 supporter. He's not watching my videos end to end. He's not. And he, you know, he tells me, it's like, well, I have a short attention span. I love you though, keep going. You know, I'm your #1 fan. And I know he is. I mean, it's truly, I feel that genuinely, but it is really humbling to just accept that the only validation that you need, that you're gonna get, is truly from yourself. So that's just the honest truth, is it's just out of fear. It's out of my own fears right now that I needed that validation, you know, that external, like, yes, you're doing the right thing, when really that has to come from within. It's putting too much expectation on your partner or your family or friends to have them validate everything that you're doing, I guess is what I'm saying. And that as long as you feel that support, great. But that validation and that kind of pep talk of, you got this, girl, and you are gonna be successful, or you're gonna, you know, you're on the right track, that has to all come from here. And that's a muscle that I'm building. Listen, everybody, most people on this earth want validation, whether they admit it or not. They want some sort of signal to let them know that they're safe and that what they're doing is okay. Sometimes cool. If you want to take it a step further, they want to know that they're cool, and that yeah, what they're doing is okay. I think that's such a human thing. Here's something else that I'm challenging myself with, is to, I mean, this relates to the whole validation thing, but learning to let go a little bit. I think some of the greatest things that have ever happened in my life has been when I've truly just let go and not been attached to the outcome. When we get too attached, that's just a recipe for feeling really unhealthy and unwell. Because then your worth and your momentum and your motivation, all of that then ties to results in the outcome versus why you're doing what you're doing in the first place. So when I'm so attached to subscribers and like watch hours, right? I'm starting to get a little bit obsessed with analytics, and then I notice myself feeling unwell inside. And they always say, if you're doing something for money, just for money, then you're not gonna be successful. But if you're doing something out of love and you just enjoy it, and you're doing it out of pure passion, that's when the money starts to come. So I want to make sure that I don't lose sight of that, is that why am I even doing this in the first place? And once the joy is out of it, then that's it. It's over. You know? So learning that non-attachment has been a challenge, a good challenge, because in my life, I realized that when I just sat back and I just let things flow and I did the work, but I was more in the flow state, things just really started happening, versus being so focused and obsessed on the details that I couldn't control. The most glorious moments in life, I realized, come from non-attachment and no expectations. Like, they say that about love, they say that about dating. And I always heard this when I was single, and I never wanted to believe it, because us single people, whoever, you know, when we're single, it's like you have this idea and nobody can tell you nothing. Nobody can tell you anything about how you gotta just let go. I was always so attached, and I thought that's how it had to be. But anyways, yeah, you can apply this to dating as well. Is, you know, when they say, oh, you're gonna find that love when you least expect it. That is 100% true. That you just live your best life, you be the best you, and then love will come. It does just happen when you least expect it, and when you're not forcing anything. I never expected to meet my soon-to-be husband on a random trip to, visiting Denver. I was in a space where I was so happy single, actually. I told people around that time, I remember I was here with my mom in Denver, just visiting. I told her, I'm so happy single right now. And then boom, what happened? It's funny how the universe works that way. It's like when you don't want it, it's not like you don't want it, it's just that you're not attached to it. So it's like when you're not attached to it and you're not actively saying, this is what I want, this is what I want, you know, every single day, because that does affect your energy and it affects everything that you put out there. Once that part you can let go of, it's just fascinating how things just start flowing in. And I felt very much that way about everything great that's happened in my life. Well, thank you for joining me for week 4. Please come back for more next week, where I talk more about probably wanting validation. It is Friday. I am gonna chill on the recording. I'm done recording long forms for the week. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna ease back on some YouTube stuff today and do some reading. Next week, I'll talk about losing subscribers. You know, that's a journey too, right? YouTube people are a little fickle, but I can't blame them because I'm the same way. I'll subscribe and then unsubscribe, so that's the challenge. That is the journey too. That's part of it. That's all part of it. Okay, now I'm really leaving. Mwah! Bye!